Stop right there. Before that first frost sneaks in, you need a plan or everything you've grown, loved, and nurtured this year could be gone by morning. Your olive trees, your figs, your citrus, your favorite tropicals, they can't just survive winter. They need to thrive through it. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. One cold night, one wrong move, and months, even years of effort are gone. But not you. Not this time. Because today, I'm giving you my 3-tier winter protection blueprint, the same system I use to overwinter any container plant successfully. Whether you have a garage, a basement, or just a tiny balcony in the city. So grab your gardening gloves because we're moving your food factory indoors safely and efficiently. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and tap that bell because I'm sharing small space garden strategies that save you time, money, and plants all year long. Now let's protect your garden investments, starting with the biggest mistake gardeners make every fall. Tier 1, the preparation, health checks, and hardening. This is where most people either make or break their plant's survival chances. Preparation isn't just about shelter, it's about training your plants to face the coming cold. Phase 1, the pre-winter audit. 4 weeks before your expected first frost, the transition begins. First rule, stop fertilizing. We don't want fresh, tender growth right now because frost kills those soft tips first. Next, grab your pruning shears and a magnifying glass. Time to inspect your trees like a pro. Look under every leaf for pests. Wipe off any sticky residue that's often aphids or scale. If you move even a handful of pests indoors, they'll multiply in that warm, protected air like wildfire. Spray thoroughly with neem oil or insecticidal soap, and don't forget the undersides of the leaves. Now clean your space. Fallen leaves, rotted fruit, moldy debris, all of that is a hotel for fungus and overwintering insects. Phase 2, the stress taper. Here's where many beginners fail. They water too much before moving plants indoors thinking they're helping. But moisture is the enemy in winter dormancy. Slowly reduce your watering over 2 weeks. You want the soil slightly dry before storage, not bone dry, but definitely not soggy. Because when that soil freezes, it expands and ruptures the roots. That's how trees die silently. Phase 3, the pruning and pot check. Now prune back leggy branches and shape your plant for winter storage. Remember, the smaller the canopy, the less moisture it loses. But here's a professional tip: don't repot and fall. Repotting triggers root growth, and that's dangerous before dormancy. Wait until early spring, just before your plants wake up. At this stage, your trees should look tidy, slightly dry, and pest-free, like they're ready for a long nap. Tier 2, the protection 3 urban storage zones. All right, now the real magic, choosing your storage zone. Every plant has its preferred winter home, and I'll show you how to match each one perfectly. Zone A, the cold storage dormancy garage or shed. This is your deep sleep zone for hardy plants like Japanese maples, blue arrow junipers, or even dwarf apples. They need that winter chill to reset their internal clock. Find a space that stays between 35 degrees Fahrenheit and 50 degrees Fahrenheit. A garage, unheated basement, or shed works perfectly. Light isn't needed, but airflow and insulation are critical. Wrap your pots in old blankets, bubble wrap, or burlap. If you can, cluster them together near a wall to stabilize temperature. Pro tip: slip a layer of cardboard or foam under each pot. It stops the cold concrete from wicking away heat from the roots. And remember the golden rule: check soil only once every 3 to 4 weeks. If the surface feels bone dry, give it a small drink, but that's it. Zone B, the cool bright rest zone, sunroom or bright window. Now for your semi-tropicals: olives, citrus, rosemary, bay. They don't want deep sleep, they want a cool nap with sunlight. Ideal temperature? Between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. With bright indirect light, this could be a south-facing window, enclosed porch, or bright stairwell. Make sure they aren't sitting near a radiator dry. Hot air will cook the leaves. And if the daytime sun gets too strong, hang a sheer curtain to diffuse the light. It keeps the temperature steady and prevents leaf scorch. Water when the top inch is dry, but never on a schedule. And here's the secret weapon: air movement. A small oscillating fan on low for a few hours a day prevents fungal buildup and keeps your plants breathing. Zone C, the exterior defense. Balcony wrap. No garage, no basement, no problem. You can still save your plants outdoors. You just need layers of defense. Group your containers close together against a wall for wind protection. Wrap the outer layer with wood panels, styrofoam, or even heavy cardboard. Then stuff the gaps with dry leaves, straw, or mulch. That insulation traps just enough warmth to buffer temperature swings. Next, drape frost cloth or burlap over the canopy. This isn't just for frost, it blocks cold winds that pull moisture from the leaves, especially evergreens. And if a deep freeze is predicted, throw a blanket or tarp over the top for extra protection overnight. Just remember to remove it in the morning. Tier 3. The post-winter revival spring is coming, but don't rush it. The #1 mistake people make? Taking plants from a dark garage straight into full sun. That shock burns every leaf and sets your plant back months. Instead, harden them off. For the first week, let them out for just a few hours each morning. Each day, increase exposure by an hour or two. After a week or so, you can leave them out all day but bring them in at night if frost threatens. Once growth starts, it's time to repot. Use a fresh, airy potting mix, feed with a balanced organic fertilizer, and watch that explosion of new growth. Your trees aren't just surviving, they're resetting. They're stronger, more productive, and more resilient for the next season. So now you have the 3-tier blueprint to overwinter any container plant, no matter where you live or how small your space is. Stop guessing. Stop hoping. Take control of your garden's survival this winter. If this helps save your plants, give it a thumbs up, share it with your gardening friends, and subscribe for more high-yield, small-space strategies. And tell me in the comments, what's the one plant you're most worried about overwintering this year? I'll personally reply and help you troubleshoot. Stay warm, stay growing, and as always, happy gardening.